Imagine if one day you found a door that was connected to another world, and any items or skills you learn can be brought back to the real world. The story begins as a girl is being harassed by some men. However, we meet Yuya, a boy that tries to speak up against the men. But the men call him fat and ugly, and they end up beating him up. Eventually, the police arrive, and the men run away. The girl thanks him for his help, but Yuya claims he is fine and walks away. We learn that he was taught by his grandfather to always be kind and to help those in need. When he gets home, we see his house is covered with graffiti, calling him names. We learn that ever since he was young, he has been bullied by everyone. Even his parents treated him poorly because his siblings were considered beautiful, but he was ugly. And when he got to middle school, things got worse for him as he would get beaten at school. It was only his grandfather who would look after him, always reminding him that being kind will make him happy. His grandfather eventually died, but he left his house and all his savings to him. His parents tried to contest the will, but in the end Yuya was given everything, but his parents completely abandoned him, so he lives alone and has to work part-time every day. At school, Yuya is graduating from middle school, but in his yearbook, there are only mean comments about him. As he tries to leave, he gets stopped by his bullies. They remind him that even though he is graduating, he is still their errand boy. Yuya says he needs to get to his job, but the bullies beat him up, and we see his brother and sister just watching from a distance. When he finally gets to his job, his boss is fed up with him being late and tells him not to come back. At home, Yuya has a depressing meal, and as he looks at himself in the mirror, he throws a tantrum and smashes the mirror, thinking nothing will change even after his graduation. He punches the wall, and it suddenly opens a hidden room. There are a bunch of strange items in the room, and Yuya thinks they must be his grandfather's souvenirs from traveling. He finds a peculiar door, and when he opens it, it leads to a strange room. He gets scared as a notification appears. As he reads it, he learns that the door is connected to another world. There are a number of notifications that tell him about various functions that are available to him, like the ability to store items, and he can control who can use the door. Although he is confused by the functions, he thinks the system is like a game, so he decides to check his status. But when he sees it, he is devastated to find all his stats are so low. He looks around the room, and when he looks outside, he finds that it really is another world. He finds a note on the table, although he can't read it at first. He has a language skill which helps him to understand it. He learns that the owner of the house was a great sage, but he is about to die, so he left it so that whoever finds it will become its new owner, including all of its contents. The house is protected by magic, so no one is able to break inside the honor. He finds a bunch of weapons inside, but as he examines them, he finds them to be exceptional items and extremely dangerous. He has a look outside and tries swinging his sword around. He falls over, but he manages to learn a basic sword skill. Thinking it could be useful, Yuya trains with each of the weapons, finding that they are all god-tier items, and he gains a number of skills. Despite this, his stats still remain at level 1, and he wonders how to increase it. He puts the weapons away into his storage, but there is suddenly a monster that attacks. Yuya is terrified, but soon realizes that his house is protected. The monster is a level 300 bloody ogre, and it smashes against the magical wall. It grabs a tree, trying to use it to break in, but it doesn't work. Yuya thinks he should try fighting back, so he throws his spear, which goes right through the monster, and instantly kills it in one hit. The spear returns to him, and the monster disappears, dropping a number of items. Yuya suddenly reaches level 100, and he is shocked to see his stats. After allocating all his points, Yuya decides to call it for the day, and when he tries to leave, he gets a cash-out option, which converts the items from the monster into money. Yuya is confused seeing this, but gladly accepts it. Later that night, Yuya goes through a change in his body, as it completely transforms. And when he wakes up, he finds his body is different, and his clothes no longer fit. He's not sure what is going on, and his mirror is still broken, so he decides to look for some clothes. There are magical clothes in the sage's house, which freely adjust in size and provide a range of